Hey guys, that one Brony258 here, finally back with more content. Sorry for not putting anything out in a while. I've mainly been busy with school. Finals and exams are coming up. Not to mention it was my birthday on the 13th, so I was kind of sidetracked recently. But I have been releasing the Jive Turkey stuff, and there is a new Let's Play in development. So expect that to come around the 20th, around the 20th. But anyway, that was my quick little update that I wanted to do. Now, without further ado, my first ever movie review of My Little Pony Equestria Girls. Before I start, there's just a couple of things. One, there will be major spoilers in this review. If you want to avoid spoilers, I suggest clicking another video. Preferably one of mine. And number two, seeing as how this movie just came out today, most of this review will just be trailer footage and some images from the movie. Sorry for the inconvenience, but I didn't really have much to work with at the time. But anyway, let's start the review. So the movie starts off as the main six get off a train and go to the Crystal Empire for Twilight Sparkle's princess coronation. Wait, I thought we already did that. Nah, what do I know? It's not like I'm a brony. Upon arrival, Twilight seems very nervous about herself becoming a princess, and that she starts stressing over what will happen now that she has more responsibility and more power. But she's also kind of excited about her new role. So I guess she's kind of... Once they get to the castle, they are greeted by the princesses, Luna, Celestia, and Cadance. And then they go to bed, resting up for the big coronation. That already happened. Once all the ponies are sleeping, we get our first look at our villain, Sunset Shimmer, as she sneaks through the castle and steals Twilight's crown and replacing it with a fake. But things don't go as planned, and Twilight and her friends chase her to a mirror and she disappears into the mirror. The next morning, Celestia explains a little backstory about Sunset Shimmers, and that she was actually taught by Celestia before Twilight. But she didn't get what she wanted and turned to a life of theft and crime, being banished into the other world in the mirror. Now Twilight must go after her and get her crown within 3 days or the portal will close for 30 moon cycles. I don't know what kind of time that is. As Twilight is about to enter the mirror, the other main six stop her and say that if she goes into that mirror, they go into the mirror. Although Celestia says no to this, because it'll break the fabric of time and space or something like that. I wasn't really listening. And so, Twilight goes in alone. Except Spike, who freaks out and chases Twilight. Oh, look, there he is right there. Right there, there he is. The next 20 minutes of the movie is basically, oh no, I'm a human. Oh no, I have fingers. Oh no, I can't use magic. It's not too overplayed, but there are moments where I was kind of sighing and hoping that the movie would just continue. However, the movie does make up for it with a whole bunch of fan service across the new Canterlot Castle, or Canterlot High School. Oh ho! I see what you did there, movie. Clever. And during this scene, all I heard in the audience was, oh look, there's Lionel! Oh look, there's Cheerly! Oh look, there's this and that, and blah blah blah. There was a lot of fan service in the movie, I will give them that. They definitely knew bronies were going to go see this movie. Along with 6-year-old girls, but you know. After a few hilarious mishaps, we see Fluttershy being bullied by Sunset Shimmer, as Twilight steps in and stands up for her. Fluttershy explains that she found a crown and gave it to Principal Celestia. Let that sink in for a while. Principal Celestia and Vice Principal Luna. Yeah. Anyway, if she wants her crown, she's going to have to win Princess of the Fall Formal. And that leads us to Pinkie Pie, who is setting out for the Big Fall Formal, along with Applejack and Big Mac, who supply apple cider pop. They tell Twilight that if she wants to get the sports kids to vote for her, they should talk to Rainbow Dash, seeing as how she is basically the coach of every sports team at the school. But there seems to be some sort of hostility towards her, and the other main six for that matter. When we first meet Pinkie Pie, she says that Fluttershy can be a meanie, despite her demeanor. This comes in a bit later. Twilight runs off just as Sunset walks in and finds out that Twilight is running against her as Princess of the Fall Formal. She sends her henchmen, which are Snips and Snails, how clever, to follow Twilight as she goes to the library and tries using a laptop, and fails. Tries using a photocopier, and fails. Tries carrying many books at the same time, and okay, there's a lot of fail moments here, and Snips and Snails kept it all on tape to use against Twilight. After Twilight and Spike make a bed out of books and sleep in the library for the night, having nowhere else to go, they wake up and see that everyone is laughing at them, then being pulled in by Rarity trying to disguise Twilight so she won't get mocked. AJ, Flutters, and Pinky walk in and show Twilight that Sunset has made a video making fun of her and that everyone in school has seen it. It's also here that the four of them start arguing about how they used to be friends. But what they thought was each of them stabbing him in the back was actually Sunset sabotaging their friendship. Try just saying that 3 times fast. Sunset, sabotage, sunset, sabotage, sunset, sabotage. The 5 ponies, the 5 humans, go to the fields to see RD and make amends as everyone says that they will help out Twilight with her campaign to be princess. Rarity comes up with the idea to bring the school spirit back and bring all the high school groups together, the jocks, the geeks, the music kids, the eco kids, etc. They do this by putting on a little musical number in the cafeteria. Now, I must admit, the song that plays here, Help Her Win the Crown, it's probably one of my favorite songs in this whole movie. I was actually surprised to see that most of the music wasn't just a whole bunch of girly pop music, not to mention the cameo of Derpy during the song, along with Vinyl Scratch's Eyes. It made it memorable for me, to say the least. But the plan works, and the whole school is now closer together and filled with school spirit. However, it would appear that Sunset Shimmer has photographic evidence that Twilight trashed the gym and that the dance has been cancelled. But Flash Century, or Brad, as everyone calls him, comes to the rescue and disproves Sunset, letting Twilight still run for princess. It's also here that we learn that Flash was Sunset's ex-boyfriend, and that doesn't really mean anything. Even though Twilight is still in the running for princess, the dance must be postponed because of the destruction. But Twilight needs the crown tonight. Whatever shall we do? Have a song about cleaning up in friendship with all the high school groups coming together and helping out. That's what. After this song, Celestia says that the dance is back on and for tonight. The girls get ready with another song. I'm sorry, but this part kind of bugged me. After a 3-minute song and then having maybe 1 minute of dialogue only to go into another song about getting ready for a dance, it seemed really quick to me. Like they needed some kind of filler or something. Or some other song to get stuck in your head for the next week. It's not even that catchy. Not even that catchy. If I had a bug-catching net... That's a bad joke. Never mind. After getting ready, the dance goes just as planned, and Twilight wins the crown and becomes the princess of the Fall Formal. But as soon as the crowd starts cheering her name, Snips and Snails grab Spike and run away with him, being chased by the main 6 to the front of the school where Sunset holds a mallet near the portal saying, if she doesn't get her crown, the portal will break. Twilight refuses giving up her crown and says that she would rather protect the school from Sunset than go back to Ponyville, saying that they will be fine without the element of harmony. I disagree on that one, seeing as how they needed all the elements of harmony to stop both Nightmare Moon and Discord. I think love and crystal hearts only do so much in Equestria. After Sunset drops the mallet and tackles Twilight, grabbing her crown, she puts it on. Now, this part for me is when it gets really dark, really quickly. After Sunset puts on the crown, she has kind of a Celestia somber dark magic moment. The sky goes all dark, a ray of black and blue light covers Sunset as she starts floating into the air. The moment that made my eyebrows raise in some sort of shock, though, is when we get a close-up of Sunset screaming and crying as her tears start steaming and her eyes glowing. I don't have the official image, but I put together a little photoshopped image of what it basically looks like. Obviously, this is nothing close to what actually happens, but yeah, I'm not very good at Photoshop. And then she turns into a demon succubus thing, turning the students into zombies and killing the main 6. Well, not really. You know how it usually works. One friendship loophole and one rainbow tornado later, and we kind of get a Nightmare Moon defeat, part 2. What I mean by that is, when she gets defeated, Sunset is crying and Twilight tells her to make friends. Sunset goes on to say sorry to everyone, and she didn't really mean it when she got all mad and started bullying everyone. During this part, I heard someone behind me say, this is kind of like what happened to Luna in Season 1. After hearing that, it did seem like it. The way they're both mean and cruel until beaten, and then they cry and say sorry and they want to be friends with everyone. Anyway, Twilight and Brad have one last dance, and Twilight and Spike go through the portal and come back safely. We learn that Brad was the new guard. 'Cause, you know, we needed to know that. And then the movie just kind of ends. There's no real epilogue or anything. Basically what happens is, oh, I bumped into Brad. I'm blushing. Tee hee hee. and then the credits roll. But, you know, it's still good. So, what did I think? Overall, I thought it was a pretty good movie. The beginning and ending seemed a bit rushed, and at times it seemed like they just wanted to go fast through the film, like they were running out of time, when the movie was only an hour and 15 minutes long. I feel like they could have used more time and probably extended some scenes, flesh it out a bit, I guess. Then again, I feel that way about almost every two-parter in the series. I went into the theater with an open mind, sitting down and looking at a blank theater screen for about 5 minutes, thinking of what I was about to see, thinking of all the hate towards the movie and how it's not MLP anymore. But after about 5 minutes of watching, I really enjoyed it. And that opening theme of My Little Pony Remixed, that was just the cherry on top. So if you didn't get the chance to see it, I feel kind of bad for you. You really missed out on something special. But when it does come around again, I suggest sitting down and watching it. I'm pretty sure you won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you thought of the movie if you saw it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please leave a like and such. It helps me out. Be sure to subscribe to see more of my stuff, and see it first for that matter. And as always, have a good day, filled with ponies. Make sure there's ponies in your day. Or don't. It's not up to me.